Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to EGFC Season 2, Week 15. My name is George, GNC Overton, joined by Stanley Greyheart Barker, and today we have some more fantastic games coming up for you, starting off with Xavier versus Niagara University.
We sure do. Well, I don't know how you're feeling today, George, but I'll tell you what, I'm feeling 32. For the last time, only a couple hours left until I hit the big double 3, so this is my last cast of the magnificent year that was 32. Boy, what a banger that was.
I'm mind blown that you've just told me that. I did not know that he was 32 years old. Well, something just as unbelievable is the games we have today. We've got Xavier Niagara, Fairfield University versus William & Mary, and then final game of the evening, Marquette versus Manhattan. I do want to quickly go back to what you just said. I cannot believe you're 32 years old. I guess all I can say is you look fabulous for 32.
Too kind. I've always said I'm the boomer of the esports world, so it's nice to be here with you, George, and you're not looking a day over 30 yourself.
23! I'm going to cry myself to sleep. But we've got some fantastic games coming up for you either way. Xavier, obviously, versus Niagara. Xavier had a bye last week, so they might not be looking too good coming into today. They might feel a little bit, not tired, but they might not feel they might feel a bit rusty, so to speak. Coming into today's game, obviously we've got Niagara, who played pretty well last week. They beat William & Mary in quite an easy-looking game to me. I don't think the William & Mary played too well. The first leg was fairly comfortable for Niagara. The second leg, William & Mary did take it, but I don't know. I don't know which way I think this way is going to go, to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I mean, we're getting, as you said right at the beginning of the broadcast, right towards the end of our regular season before we hit playoffs. We've only got 2 more weeks of games left to play. We've got sort of slightly clumped up teams. So we've got a couple up there at the top. We've got Marquette, who are, I believe, poised at 11-2. The other team who are level with them, St. John's, they've got a bye this week. So Marquette have that opportunity to sort of push even further on, which is, pretty nice for them. Then you've got this big clump of teams sort of around about from sort of 6, 7, 8, wins there and thereabouts, and they're all pushing for better seedings going into the playoffs. So there'll be some matches which will legitimately help decide a little bit more who's going to be where when we get to playoff season.
Yes, weird. We've got some that are 9, we've got some that are hovering around the mid-table mark, but either way, we are in-game and underway here, and we are having a little bit of a quality of stream issue. Hopefully that does fix sooner rather than later, but it's going to be Xavier in the home kit, so it's going to be Xavier playing it as Bayern, and it's going to be Niagara playing it as Liverpool, and it is really, really difficult to see what's going on currently.
It's a little bit on the bitty side, but I can tell you that Bayern are certainly attacking. But that's been broken up now. You're going to see Liverpool bring the ball forward, of course. Liverpool playing in real life right now. Your team, George, going up against Wolves. How do you think they're going to fare?
I hope they get on all right, but I'm going to try and not look at it too much during tonight's broadcast, because you might hear me go, oh, no.
And I'll be there going, wait, nothing happened in our FIFA game. And you'll be like, yes.
Strange one indeed.
I don't think you can be blamed for that one. Certainly hoping for better form. But right now it's Bayern who are on the attack up against Liverpool. But this one gets shut down by the on-rushing Alisson.
Okay, so the teams are swapped around again. And it's actually Niagara playing as Liverpool in the home kit. And it will be Xavier in the away. So the scoreboard's the wrong way. Yeah, the scoreboard's the wrong way around currently. We'll fix that now, though.
I appreciate that. Terrific production as always, Mr. GNC. It's going to be Liverpool bringing the ball forward, finding Wijnaldum out on the left. He's got a couple of players breaking inside, needs to hold up the ball long enough to find that pass, crossed into the middle, darting header, but it's not quite enough for the first goal.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky. Obviously, crossing not what it should be in FIFA 21. I don't think it is rather difficult, obviously, to score headers in this game. So crossing it into the area, it's always one of those ones where it's like you're already up against it. But Roberto Firmino maybe could have done a little bit better. I have been playing a lot of FIFA the last few days. I've put in 10 hours today on my new Ultimate Team, and we're starting to get there. Just packed Luka Jovic's What If card, which is really nice.
What's that one? I've never heard of the What If cards.
So the What If cards are basically what if players, like what if they reach their potential kind of thing. And Luka Jovic, obviously, he didn't do too well at Real Madrid. So I think they gave him a what if card for that. And I think it's if the shot goes, great save from the goalkeeper. I think if the whole team scores 6 goals from 5 games, they get an upgrade by 2 ratings. I think it is. It's
Okay.
a weird one. I hear lots of different things on it. And I'm not 100% sure, but the what if card does look very decent. He's got really good pace, really good shooting, really good dribbling. Really good physical. He's also got 5-star weak foot as well, which really helps for any striker when I'm using them anyway.
I'd be really interested to hear how that goes for you in the coming weeks, and if he sticks around in your team and your overall squad in general. Right now, we've got Bayern on the attack, really taking it to Liverpool, find themselves on the edge of the box. Denied the shooting opportunity. Now Naby Keita is going to have the opportunity to bring that ball forward. We saw Keita scoring pretty much the goal of the week last week in our FIFA broadcast.
Yeah, and we got to see the clip on Twitter, which was quite nice.
Is it out there? I need to check that.
Yeah, the clip was on Twitter, and it was a nice clip. It's nice to see a decent commentating clip from me for once. Obviously, it was a really nice goal outside of the area, not one you'd usually see from Naby Keita. Good tackle right there from, I think that was Boateng. But yeah, I think the thing about Naby Keita for Liverpool is he's got a lot of potential. Everyone knows that. He's really good on the ball, really good passer, really good at taking players on, creating space. But we just haven't seen him get that regular run of form to the point where he can become, what he's expected to be, kind of thing.
That's very true. Josh Kimmich took the free kick, bring the ball up now. Kingsley Coman feeding the ball in. Not quite able to find Müller, but Müller finding dispossession, forcing... I thought it was a save out of Alisson, but instead it's going to be a goal, the first of the day.
Well, there's not a snowstorm on the pitch, but it looks like there is for us because we cannot see anything. We did not know that ball was going to end up in the back of the net, but Müller does put it away, and it is a great finish. It is a great finish. That's the one thing you put Müller on the pitch for, to be honest, is shooting. He's very, very clinical. Obviously good on the ball as well.
Jokes.
And that one, exactly. But I don't know. He's a weird player. In real life, obviously, he's really good. But on FIFA, he's really slow. He's not particularly strong. Yeah. He's okay on the ball. He's okay at passing. He's really good at shooting. But he's a cam. So he's not a striker or a centre forward. But he's coming forward once again. Let's see if he can get the shot. Look at the strength. The shot comes out. Great save from Alisson.
And it didn't seem like a lack of pace there from Müller, did it?
No, it definitely didn't. There's another chance for Müller. He's going to take it on, and that is going to be the shot. That is going to be the goal into the top left-hand corner. And that's going to be Müller doubling up his lead. That's going to be Bayern doubling up their lead. It's going to be a 2-0 lead for Xavier Esports.
A brace so early into this game comes up absolutely clutch for the Bayern team. Now Liverpool have got to find themselves fighting back. They're in a little bit of trouble. In the early goings, they had the best opportunity. The header that went narrowly wide of the post, but now they are very much on the back foot. Potential for it to go to 3 here. Lewandowski, maybe he can set up Müller for the hat-trick. No, it's going to be the interception coming through.
I feel like they're looking for it. I feel like Baby Bolt is looking for it, to be honest, looking for that Müller hat-trick. Obviously, I haven't been able to see it yet, obviously. He's got 2 goals, though. He's doing pretty well. Müller isn't that... Yeah, I don't know. He's just never that player that you put in your team until it gets to team of the season time, where he starts to get, 89 pace or something like that. Yeah, exactly. But there is a chance for Roberto Firmino. Should be the goal, but taken way too long to make the decision. Pass out wide, potentially. Can't quite make it. Gives it to Mane, and now he's going to have to work on breaking this defence down a little bit. Roberto Firmino with a shot. Neuer makes it look fairly easy, which it was. It was fairly straight down the middle of the goal. Needs to do a bit better. Ball whipped into the middle. Mane cleared away this time.
Yeah, I think at the moment the defensive side of things looking fairly comfortable for Niagara, but it is still going to be for Xavier. Niagara still trying to break forward again with a header. This time they do find the back of the net, and it's 2-1 on the back of a Mo Salah goal, and that's what I want in real life because he's my fantasy football captain.
Well, hopefully we can see him do that. But in this game, that cross, we saw it happen in the early stages of the game, and I was like, it doesn't really happen very often. Just before half-time, it happens. They get themselves a goal back. In a game where they are looking pretty decent, Niagara, they're not looking terrible by any means.
Definitely. I mean, you looked at those stats there, and it was 6 shots from them, 5 of them on target, in comparison to 3 and 3. It was just who had managed to convert their chances so far. And going back to the headers that you were just talking about there, we love to talk about it, you and I, George, because something that was pretty cool we got to do a couple of weeks ago. Diogo Jota, who of course is not I don't think he's in this starting lineup that we see on the pitch for Liverpool being played by Niagara here, but he actually said to us how one of the things he likes to do is to actually get those crosses in, because people don't expect the headers, and that's almost been the problem for Xavier, and it's the reason why they almost conceded at the beginning and did concede just before half time.
Yeah, I would agree, definitely. It does take people off guard. It just depends what centre-backs you got and what strikers you got, but there is another chance for Xavier, but it's going to be a good tackle, and it will go out for a corner kick. It does take people off guard, and that is why it does do well. But if you've got a small striker, which a lot of people do, coming up against Virgil van Dijk, it's always going to be very difficult. But if you're in one of those situations where the defender's dropped off the defender, he's given him a bit more space than he probably should have, then it's definitely a good. You've got a decent chance, and you shouldn't just not use crosses because they're not very good. If there is a good opportunity to do it, then definitely do take them on. But Sorry.
I was just going to say, seeing up the top of the screen, looks like both of the teams are suffering with the latency lag issues. So it does certainly go a little way towards explaining why we're having to see this game in 8-bit. Lewandowski trying to break forward, trying to restore that 2-goal advantage for Xavier, but Niagara coming forward once again, trying to level things up.
Yeah, I will say that it does always seem to be Xavier whenever they're streaming. That we do have these the latency issues in game, and obviously the stream issue, but maybe we can see if we can get something sorted out for the second game. But either way, it's been a decent game so far. I think the main point to hit home on is, even though Niagara are a goal down, they are still looking really good. They've had a lot of chances. Xavier, they've done well to take their chances that they've had and score their 2 goals. But I definitely think that Niagara deserve to be, level pegging at this point, to be honest.
Well, as things start to stabilise, maybe that's something that we'll get to see in a moment or two. As we haven't really got much of the game in front of us to be able to talk about right now, let's touch on one of the most interesting subjects in football right now. Did you see Eric Lamella's goal yesterday?
Oh my word, yes I did. I think everybody that loves football has seen that goal at this point. That is, it's just tremendous.
Is that the Puskas goal of the year all rounded out now?
I think so, unless somebody scores one from outside the box and it hits the top bins. that's got to be goal of the year. The Rabona goal just inside the box. It was absolutely beautiful on the ground. Had a little bit of curve on it as well, which I wasn't expecting. It was a beautiful, beautiful goal.
The way they kept it down as well, I mean, I'm someone who certainly has tried a fair few of those flicks in my time, and they always also seem to chip up a little bit. But the way it was driven down to the ground, had that pace to it, got the nutmeg on the way as well. It was something truly special. But of course, all that was undone by the red card and the eventual defeat for Tottenham.
From hero to zero, that's the one thing about Lamela. He's so talented, he's so skilled, but he's got that thing, that part in him where he sees red at times. And I think he's quite well known for getting a couple of red cards here and there.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, that's the one that's brought him down.
I turned and predicted it to my dad the other day. He'd thrown in a couple of tackles. They always seem to be late. So we do see Liverpool on the attack. Opportunity to get the equaliser here. Not quite able to find it with the onrushing Neuer blocking this one away. But I literally turned around to my dad and said, he's going to get himself sent off in this game. And then about 40 minutes later, there it was. And speaking of there it was, what a strike, I think, from the Liverpool team. It doesn't quite lead to the goal, though, as the corner is forced.
I think is the correct way to put it. Indeed, we're saying we're playing FIFA 21, but you'd be mistaken for thinking we're playing FIFA 98. To be honest,
my game.
the blocks is absolutely unreal at the moment. Lewandowski with a chance of shot. I think it's saved.
It's definitely saved. It's definitely saved. I always remember back on FIFA 98, FIFA 99, my absolute favourite thing, if one of my friends happened to be beating me, the go-to thing to do was the slide tackle with the goalkeeper. And it was just you could just go in and instantly slide in on them. It was great. And it was almost inevitably a red card at the end of it all. But that's not happening in this game. But it is the team in red coming forward, trying to find this equaliser with only 15 minutes left on the clock before we look towards the second leg. Long range shot doesn't quite come off, but ball forced into the box. Naby Keita tries to take it in, and I believe
offside.
The ball ends up in the back of the net. I think it's Mane somehow.
I think, yeah, it's a goal.
Mane's like Chris Kamara. What's happened?
I don't know. Get your hands out. Count how many players are on the pitch with your fingers. I don't have a clue. I feel like the goalkeeper saved it. Well, he's come off. But either way, the goal, obviously the goalkeeper saved it. Mane, it's bounced back into his path and he's put it in the back of the net. And that is now 2-2. Niagara have equalised it up. I think they do deserve this. But let's see if they can get themselves another whipped into the area. Can they get the ball? It's bobbling all over the place. The goalmouth scramble. Back to Henderson, but it should be cleared away. And maybe Xavier can counter-attack now. I honestly can't tell if they're obviously counter-attacking, but I can't really see the ball.
I mean, Josh Jensen, thank God for fixed camera. If we didn't have a vague idea of the tracking on the ball, we wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo right now. Alexander-Arnold on the right is going to be able to get the ball down towards Mane, who scored the equalising goal. He's not able to find the header this time round. Yet again, the ball comes out. Thomas Muller got the brace in the first half, but he's been left waiting a long time for his hat-trick.
Yeah, he has. I thought he was going to get it straight away. You know, Lewandowski was going to play the ball to him. Almost got it, whipped into the area. Alisson makes a decent save, catches it fairly easily. I thought he was going to get it in the first 20 or 30 minutes. After he'd scored his second goal, Lewandowski laid off the ball to him. And I was like, oh, Lord, this is going to be a real stomp. But it's been nothing but. It's been anything but. Niagara have really bounced back and they've shown their true colours and have got a couple of goals back. And honestly, I feel like the way the momentum's going, they could potentially get themselves a goal in the lead here. Robertson making the overlapping run, really nice bit of play, whipped into the area. Goalkeeper will come out and into his hands. It will be a free kick after a bit of collision. More blatant by Niagara, to be honest.
Yeah, just a couple of minutes left on game time. A ball almost falling into the hands of this Liverpool team, but they're not quite able to find the possession. They've come back from 2-0 down. They'll want another goal before we go into the second leg to give themselves even more of a strong position coming into that match. But right now, it is going to be Bayern very much so on the attack, looking to restore their lead. Leroy Sané playing the ball back out, but he only gives it away. Two on the Liverpool midfielders. Ball now being spread straight down the other end of the field. Keita to Henderson. Henderson back to Keita. Naby plays the ball back to Henderson. He tries to find the ball through to Mane, but in the end doesn't quite work out. Dispossession comes through. Salah through to Bobby Firmino. Got the ball on the edge of the box. Plays it back to Salah. Plays it back outside, but Mane doesn't quite manage to find the ball. It does come to Henderson, who strikes it into Rosie.
Well, and that will be the full-time whistle being blown. Niagara and Xavier, fantastic start to today's games. Obviously, as you can see, it's not 0-0, but we are drawing. It is 2-2. Fantastic start to today's games, to be honest. You know, I was really happy with that. Considering Xavier was 2-0 up, and then Niagara obviously bounced back, got the 2 goals back, I feel like they did really well, to be honest.
That's completely true. Do you want to perhaps do a quick break to try and sort out some of our issues, see if there's anything we can do about it?
I think that's a good idea. So we'll catch you after the break. Go have yourselves a drink. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with some more EGFC Season 2 action. It's week 15, and we are ready to get back into it. It's 2-2 currently on aggregate between Niagara and Xavier, and it seems we've got our connection issues sorted.
We have upgraded from FIFA 99 right up to FIFA 21. We're going to be able to bring you France versus Manchester City in all its full glory instead of 8-bit. And already France, they're getting the lion's share of the possession, keeping hold of the ball since kickoff, looking to try and break open their first attack. We are going to see Mbappe down on the right wing, bring it back inside, trying to use that pace, that strength, finding Antoine Griezmann, play it out to N'Golo Kante. But there's the first touch of the ball for this Man City squad.
Yeah, it is going to be indeed, and it will be Xavier, Baby Bolt, playing for the Man City side, and it will be Handles of God, the Niagara player, playing for France. Obviously, France, probably the best team, I would say, in kickoff mode in FIFA. Probably the best to use, rivaled by Paris Saint-Germain. Man City's a decent one. A few years ago, I would have said probably one of the best, when Aguero was obviously at his height. But here we go. There is a chance for Handles to come forward. Can he get the early shot? Oh, my word, Coman.
The chip was beautiful, but the post denies. Now the hand of Edison is going to be enough to keep the ball out of the back of the net. But that was so tight. And that was such great play from the French winger.
I don't know. That was just really nice shot, to be honest. He got it. It wasn't like was it a chip? I don't even know if it was really called a chip. It was like a lofted shot. I'm not too sure, but he just kind of like weighted it, feathered it past the goalkeeper. Right onto the post, so close.
Plays the ball out to Raheem Sterling, who's really coming out at the French box, trying to get in there with a certain amount of pace, but he's had to hold back a little bit, finding the midfield line once again. It is going to be a ball thrown in by Cancelo, but no end product just yet for either of these teams.
Not quite yet. I feel like we will do, though, because they were both very explosive in the early knock-ins of the game last time round.
Sure.
Shot comes out, can't quite find anything, but at the half-time whistle, well, just before the half-time whistle in the Liverpool game, a good friend Diogo Jota scored a goal against Wolves. I say good friend very loosely. I actually subbed to him on Twitch the other day, and he said how he gave it the whole "How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for the interview the other day." And I was like, "Hell yeah, dude, he remembers me."
That's cool. And you know, I'm not surprised. You're a very memorable individual, George, and it was a lot of fun to get to chat to him with you, and certainly seemed like a great guy. And he's back in the goals for Liverpool, something they desperately need right now. Something I know a huge amount about as a West Brom fan, and right now it's these two teams vying for a goal, Manchester City and France, Niagara and Xavier respectively, who they want that goal. They want to take the lead in this tie.
Well, it's something I'm not going to stop talking about for the rest of my life, I'd probably say. I'm going to tell my grandkids, going to tell my great-grandkids, the lot. But, you know, this game so far...
I didn't even know you had grandkids.
Oh, the shot, the goal! Very, very nice opportunity there, and a very nice opportunity taken by Xavier, and it's going to be the dead fish coming out. Is that Bernardo? I can't actually tell who it is. I think it is Bernardo Silva with a goal. And, wow, 1-0 to Xavier, taking the lead for the first time in this game?
Yeah, I believe so, because they had a 2-goal deficit, didn't they? Which way round? I can't remember who went 2-0 up in the last one now that we're on a different stream link and it was all a little confusing last time around. All I do know, Xavier looking good right now, but immediately we're seeing France breaking back. Kingsley Coman, we saw him denied, very unfortunately, by the bar this once. Now we see him denied by the keeper, Edison, rolling it out to Cancelo.
Yeah, obviously, I can't remember who it was that actually had the lead.
It was a tough one. It was a tough one to call in that game.
I couldn't see anything. I felt like Stevie Wonder at some points of that game, but obviously, you know, 1-0 currently to Xavier, Man City. Man City looking decent. You know, they're coming forward a lot, but France, obviously, they've always got that impending threat of Mbappe coming forward. Ben Yedder, and Mbappe is coming forward, whips it in. It will be defended quite well, and Baby Bolt and Xavier can now look to come forward once again.
Baby Bolt bringing it on forward, trying to find a 2-goal advantage for Xavier in this game. Obviously, it's so rare that we see teams not running at least one version of Mbappe, whether it be through PSG or the French national lineup. But today, 3 out of the 4 teams we've had the opportunity to cast haven't been doing that. Usually, we see teams that don't take Kylian suffering for it and coming out coming out as losers in the games. So far, that's not the case in this one, though. But Ben Yedder's looking to change that one around, trying to bring things level once more. Cutting inside of Cancelo, swinging the ball through. The attempted bicycle kick doesn't quite come off, though.
Yeah, you can get yellow cards for those quite often in this FIFA.
Really?
I had a
high boot.
Yeah, I had a player on a yellow card earlier in the box in a division rivals game, and he got a second yellow and a red for attempting a bicycle kick, and there is a chance for Griezmann, and there is the goal, and this handles of God, and it's now 3-3 on aggregate. These two teams, well, it's such a close game.
And it's no less than I would have expected. Coming into this week, Xavier were running a 5-7 scoreline, Niagara a 6-7 scoreline. They're the closest in terms of the teams that we're going to have on broadcast night in terms of where they stand in the league. Both of them vying off for these playoff positions, trying to get themselves higher up the table. This victory would mean a huge amount to both these teams. They both want it so much. They're both very much in with a chance to get it. But right now, it's Mahrez for Baby Bolt, who's trying to come forward, trying to retake the lead. One more touch for Aguero. It's not quite going to work, but the header. The second chance pushed over the bar by Hugo Lloris.
Hugo Lloris coming up clutch once again, tipping it just over the bar, and now it can go for a corner kick. Silva on the edge of the box waiting for the ball. Now it's Raheem Sterling looking to wiggle his way through, but Ben Yedder says not today, sir, and now they can come on the counter attack. Griezmann, the goal scorer, looking to lead the charge. It's Coman now. Hey, look at him stride forward for Fernandinho. Not a chance. Into the box. It's Kylian Mbappe. Pogba just misses the target. Needs to do a little bit better from there. It was awkward volley, though.
It was a bit of pinball wizard in the box. Didn't quite come together for this French national team in the end. And yet again, it's Kevin De Bruyne trying to lead the attack forward. Sergio Aguero, recently back on the score sheet in real life, trying to feed Riyad Mahrez, trying to set up a goal for Manchester City here. But it's just not quite falling right for Baby Bolt.
See, I'd have whipped it in a bit early there. I'd have whipped it in. I'd have got the ball over the top out wide. You saw the players coming in the middle. I'd just give it a double X or a double square if you're on PlayStation. And got it in, driven cross. But there is a chance for Mahrez. Goalkeeper will come out. He's had a nightmare, though. He's put it straight back into the path of Mahrez. And that will be the goal. And it will now be the lead regained by Xavier.
But, Baby Bolt, he finds a big old goal right on the stroke of halftime, and that's got to be a huge morale boost as we come into the final quarter of this two-legged tie.
I was waiting for it. Baby Bolt. Oh dear. In before copyright strike from Baby Bolt.
It feels a lot like our friends over in the US aren't necessarily going to be getting that reference. But drop Baby Bell ads a look in YouTube, and you'll know what we're going on about. It's very much a UK thing, I think.
I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if that's a thing in the US. So they might be looking at us both right now, being like, "You are crazy people. We never want to come to Europe. We never want to come to Britain because you scare us."
I mean, that's sort of fair at times, to be honest. But don't know about you, George. I've had a decent amount of time over in the States myself. Absolutely love the place. I've had the privilege of going to a fair number of different states, and every single one I've visited has been a real pleasure. And particular favourite probably would have to be Colorado, which I'd love to go back to sometime soon. But right now, watching Man City on the attack. France yet again find themselves behind in this game. Let's see if the Mbappe differential can come through again.
Yeah, I've never had the chance to go, but Sterling's got the ball, whips it into the area. There is a chance. Palmed away by Hugo Lloris once again. Yeah, I've never had the chance.
If like someone said to you, right, you can go to any of the 50 states of America right now, I'll buy you a ticket, and no COVID restrictions or anything. You can just go, and it's like things were before COVID. Where would you choose to go to?
That's a really hard question as Mbappe gets the ball through.
Is the differential.
There it is. The goal has been given, and it is an equaliser for Kylian Mbappe and for France and for Niagara University. We're all evens here once again. And to answer your question, honestly, I'm not sure. I do not know where I would go. I don't want to be that basic person and, New York or somewhere like that. But if it was winter, I'd probably say New York, just to see all the Christmas lights and stuff like that. I've heard special things. Honestly, I'm not sure. I've never really looked too much into it. But another chance, and that's another goal. I think that's Kingsley Coman. It is indeed, and that is a beautiful goal.
He deserved to be on the score sheet.
He
deserves to be on the score sheet.
He's had a really good game in this one. He has had a really good game. He's been on the ball so often, and he has got the lead now for Niagara University. It's been such a close game. The lead has been given back and forth, back and forth. You know, it's been going side to side. But now, is it in the hands of the winner?
I'll come back to our USA wish list in a moment because this game has reached its final half hour of game time. It's Griezmann who's bringing the ball forward, trying to find yet again a 2-goal advantage, but this time over to the French squad. Tight affair, this one. Now Man City with the opportunity to break. Not quite able to get themselves an attacking opportunity at this play round.
There is a chance for Pogba. Can't quite get through. Hasn't got the pace. And I know, we spoke about it, I can't remember if it was on air or whether it was off air, but as we've gotten further and further into this competition, the games have gotten tighter and tighter. It's been kind of crazy. I don't know whether it's because the teams obviously know that as we get towards the playoffs and everything like that, obviously there's more to play for, but, you know, I've got a feeling it's starting to play into the players' minds because it's getting more and more competitive week on week.
It'll be interesting to see if that remains the case through the rest of today's matches. We're going to have Fairfield up against William and Mary. That's 8-4 against 2-10 as our next match. Then we've got the 11-2 Marquette going up against 7-6 Manhattan with our remaining 2 games tonight. So we'll see if your statement proves to be accurate, and if those games end up being anywhere near as close as these, because this is about as close as it can get, but without it actually being level pegging right now, George. And level pegging is exactly where this Manchester City team want to see the game being, because they are coming forward in the attack. They're trying to level things up at 5 apiece across the aggregate.
Yep, cleared away though. Ball has been cleared out of the area, and now here's another chance for France to counter-attack. Like you said, beautiful pass into the path of Kylian Mbappe. Griezmann on the ball, gets it to Ben Yedder. Surely got to be the goal, but he can't quite get the ball out of his feet quick enough. You know, he's trying to get the shot off, but he takes a lot of power off it because it's right in between his feet. It's a difficult situation. Maybe just needs to take a touch, but ball whipped into the area, cleared away once again by Edison. I was going to say Allison, but it's definitely not Allison.
Not this time around. We had him in the last game. Not this time, though. It is going to be a really, really close game with only 20 minutes left on the clock. This, however, could be a crucial goal should it arrive for the French team. This could be the one that secures it for them. Pogba out on the right wing, keeping the ball in play, trying to take on the port, but the ball is cut out by the Man City centre-back, and it's Man City on the break.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends how this attack goes, but I don't feel like Xavier have anything left in the tank to throw at them. But here comes Sterling. He's going to whip it into the area, and it's just ball after ball whipped into the middle. I feel like they need to start trying to come through the middle a little bit more instead of going down the wings. Put that constant pressure on, put that pressure after possession loss. I don't know what you want to go for, but either way, coming down the wing, it's Kingsley Coman.
He has had such a stunning game. Hit the post in the first half, scored in the second, potentially looking to set up the 4th goal for France here in this these closing minutes. The dying minutes of this half force a save out of Edison as well.
I've seen those go in. I have seen those go in, and that was a really, really good save from Edison. Obviously, Brazil's number 1 goalkeeper probably at this very moment in time, to be honest. But either way,
he probably is.
That's one of the things that Brazil have got going so nicely for him, is they've got
two of the best keepers in the world.
Yeah, exactly. In my opinion, well, last season, maybe the season before, number 1 and 2 best goalkeepers in the world, and they've got to choose between them. But either way, Ben Yedder with a chance. Is this going to be the goal to sign, seal, and deliver? And it is! It's Ben Yedder who gets the goal, and it will be Xavier University. Sorry, not Xavier. It will be Niagara University taking the win.
Like that.
Going in to week 16. Fantastic stuff by them. I'm sure they're very, very proud of themselves, obviously, in this game, because it has been a very, very hard-fought game.
What does that mean for the standings? It means Niagara almost certainly now will move to 7-7, dropping Xavier to 5-8, and with only a couple of games left, having that extra couple of game advantage could be all crucial as we come towards finding out who plays who in the playoffs. Handles of God still keeping possession, just trying to make sure they see out the rest of this time. But Gundogan is now here on the attack. This is pretty much last chance saloon time for this Manchester City squad. They need to score right there, and they didn't.
They did not. There is a little bit of time left. We'll see if they can do it. It just depends on how... oh, wait. No, sorry. It's a 2-goal deficit. No, there's no way. There's no way.
There's time. There's not time.
There is definitely time. Wait, no, there's definitely not time. They have 2 goals. There's definitely not time. But yeah, it's actually looking kind. I'm actually quite excited to see how this Niagara run goes. To be honest, Manhattan obviously playing today against Marquette. So I'll be very interested to see how they get on in that game. And there is another goal to, well, just put this far beyond anybody's doubt. And I'm not sure if Paul Pogba could do that in real life.
Oh, he definitely could.
Do you reckon?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, no.
Final whistle's going to blow. It's going to be 5-2 in this game. 7-4 on aggregate to Niagara. They push themselves to 7-7. If Manhattan were to lose in that game you were just talking about against Marquette later on, that would mean both of those teams would be tied at 7-all coming into the last 2 weeks of the season. It's all getting very, very exciting. And I've just looked at the fixture list for next week as well, George. Manhattan against Niagara as our last match of the week. What a highlight that's going to be.
That is going to be a massive match for the standings. I don't know how it's exactly going to work going into playoffs, but I feel like definitely that is going to be a big, big match. It could potentially be a decider. Who knows? But either way, fantastic game. Congratulations to Niagara for obviously picking up the win. A very hard-fought game. Obviously, we're down a goal at one point, and then obviously they took the lead and they just kept running away from it. But obviously, just the 2-2 scoreline in the first game as well. It's a very, very close game. But we are going to hop to a quick break before we start the next set of fixtures. Go grab yourself a drink, and we'll be right back in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are returning after a very long break, but we are finally here with William and Mary versus Fairfield, and we're ready to go. It's France v France. It's Seth Bailey. I always pronounce his last name wrong. I'm really sorry. I am really sorry. I know it's Seth Bailey. I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to call him Seth.
That's definitely not right. Let's stick with Seth for now. It is, of course, France v France. It is yet again Mbappe versus Mbappe. We're going to see William and Mary donning the blue French kits. So we'll see how this one goes between them and Fairfield. William and Mary coming in as the underdogs. This one having run the 2-10 scoreline so far. Fairfield at 8-4. Definitely looking good as we get close towards the playoffs. Yeah. And they are looking really good at the beginning of the game as well as they get the first.
Mbappe with a bridge touch. Absolutely picture perfect. Defender had no chance. You know, you've got to get closer to that. You can't let him have that much room. You've got to, get in front of him. Basically, you can't let him have the room for that bridge touch, because as soon as you do that, it's already over. Your player can't react fast enough. It's a difficult one, but either way, Fairfield taking the lead. Soccer Scout getting the first goal, and here comes Mendy Kante down the wing, whips it into the area. Seth will get it clear, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lawsuit through the mail at some point from William and Mary. Can you please stop pronouncing our players' names wrong? But here's a chance for Mbappe down the other end. Takes a shot and will take a deflection before going into Larissa's hands.
I mean, if you're getting those sort of threats from William and Mary, what are Fairfield going to say to me every time I say Fairfax? But yeah, William and Mary is certainly going to hope that that's not an ongoing trend, that early goal that was scored by Fairfield at the beginning of this game. William and Mary with opportunity now. They break forward, trying to get some play into the opposition box, but broken up nice and quickly. Fairfield yet again counter in here. Ben Yedder and Mbappe with the nice back and forward, the 1-2s, the 3s, 4s, the 5-6s. Mbappe held off, but still retaining possession.
Yep, he's still got the ball. Ben Yedder looking to come forward, gives it to Kante out wide, could get it in the area.
He's certainly got it into the area. It's going to be opportunity for a shot, surely. A block, which for a moment looked like it might be a foul, deemed to be illegal by the referee, and William Mary will escape any further reprimands on that one.
Will do indeed, but Soccer Scouts want it back once again. Somehow, Kante whipped it into the area. Mbappe should be offside on the volley. Yeah, he is offside this time.
It would have been a beautiful goal, but it's not to be this time. And already seeing the pause button hit, seeing some slight reconsideration coming in maybe on the tactics. We would delay a little bit by tactics taking a little while to set up, and quite clearly at the minute, William Mary not too happy with how they're playing out.
Yeah, obviously it's a hard start to the game, especially when you go 1-0 down so early on. It's never a good situation, obviously. One goal down very early on in the game, and it wasn't a hard goal for them to score either. It was a bit of a blunder in the defence from Seth. But I think, definitely just tighten the defence up, take a deep breath, and you just got to go again, really.
Here we go. Speaking of going again, William and Mary looking to make that break, looking to get their first shot of the game. And this is the chance that Mbappe was waiting for. He lays it off to Antoine Griezmann, who finds Martial out on the left wing. Anthony Martial cuts back inside, plays the ball all the way back to Kante. Pogba was alongside him, but he opts for Antoine Griezmann instead. Kingsley Coman with the step over. Nice little turn, but he's not able to find any ball into the centre just yet. Pogba, first little touch that he gets during this play is just a quick 1-2 with Mendy out on the side. Griezmann looking to try and step the ball in. It's a nice passage of play coming in for William and Mary, but they need to find a shot at the end of it.
I would be curious to see how I would do against some of these players, because I don't actually know their weekend league rankings or anything like that. Shot from Mbappe, saved by Lloris out wide for a corner. Yeah, I don't know any of their weekend league ranks, really. I don't really know too much about any of these players other than their EGF standings and how they get on, obviously every Monday. But yeah, I'd be really interested to know if any of the players do rewatch the VOD or anything like that. Feel free to DM me on Discord or on Twitter and tell me your weekend league rankings, just so I could talk a little bit more about it. Because I feel like that is something we do want to know more about. You guys, we want to know, what kind of rankings you have, if you actually play Ultimate Team, things like that. Because obviously we're playing kickoff mode on in this tournament. Here is another chance for Mbappe. Rolls it in. Ooh. How is he missing the target from there?
Just off the outside of the post and into the side netting. William and Mary breathe a sigh of relief. They did at least manage to make one quite excellent passage of play, really, that led to the shot that was blocked out by Lloris. They need to make something work again, however, to find equaliser 30 minutes into this match, and only the one shot on target might be about to become two as Mbappe steps forward, but it's stopped in his tracks yet again by Raphael Varane.
And cleared away once again by Raphael Varane. And look at this pace from Kingsley Coman. Luca Dean, he's not going to get anywhere close to him. He's got nowhere near the same amount of pace. Pogba on the ball, looking to try and break down the defence, find Kylian Mbappe. That is the win condition for this Fairfield team, is find Mbappe in the area. And have they done it this time? No. Varane will keep the ball out once again. Varane, one of the best players in the game. He is, in my opinion, the best centre-back in the game. Gives it to Griezmann into the back of the net, and that is 2-0 to Fairfield. From nothing, they somehow get a goal.
It is going to be a big old 2-0 lead for Fairfield coming towards the end of this first half in the first leg against William and Mary. Somewhat we expected looking at the standings. Credit to William and Mary, they've certainly not been completely outclassed in this game, but Fairfield certainly have been looking good and living up to their reputation.
I'd probably say this is... It's difficult because William and Mary have been such an up and down team. 1 week they've done fantastically, 1 week they've done terribly.
They're just selected down. Just in case you're interested. So
yeah, definitely. There is another goal, by the way, for Fairfield. 3-0 now. Yeah, it's been such a roller coaster this season from William and Mary. They started off on a really bad down spiral. Then we hit FIFA 21. They won a couple of games in a row. They were looking decent. And then the last few weeks, it's just been a downward like plummet in the last few games. I'm not too sure what's happened. But obviously, as we come into the end of the season, there's a lot for them to improve on going into Season 3. And I really do hope they come back harder and stronger, because they are a really, really supportive community, William and Mary. And they've obviously got very committed players. Personally, if I was, I give up quite easily with competitive games. I'm quite a defeatist in competitive games. So if I was losing a lot, I'd probably be like, I don't want to play anymore. But fair play to them. They are very, very resilient, and I'm sure they will strive to keep going and find ways to improve.
You touched on their community there as well, and I see a couple of messages out in the chat with people cheering them on. Perhaps that faith will be rewarded as we go into towards the second half. So also see a couple of messages which we'll come back to when we hit halftime. Give something nice to chat about with all of you guys out there. Right now, however, Fairfield, they're on the break, and it's Kylian Mbappe, the absolute speed merchant, looking for Ben Yedder. Stopped as he is, however, it's going to be bringing the ball forward. Mbappe once more consistently has possession, consistently creates chances, consistently scores goals, but it's Ben Yedder with the chance to make it 4, and he succeeds.
Well, he said he's a speed merchant. Well, what's he selling? Well, he's definitely not selling speed, is he, Grey Art?
I'll tell you what, he's usually selling his opponents down the river.
That is very, very true. He is rapid. Slow down at the office for this Mbappe, but the other one's definitely completely the opposite. It's been a very fast day at the office. Coming at
a tale of two Mbappes.
Definitely.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
there you go. Who's
that? It's all got very Dickensian here in the EGF FIFA.
It has done. But would you like to go back to the Twitch chat and tell us?
I'd love to. Yeah. So first of all, big shout out. Thank you, SCPD88. Yes, you're right. It's quality play going on, and the commentary certainly is class from George. And you're very kind to mention me as well. King Gratify responding saying he's a gold 1 merchant, George. So what does that mean in terms of weekend leagues?
So gold 1 is very, very it's above average. It's a high level, I feel like with weekend league there's only something like 10% of players that actually, or 20% of players that actually enter weekend league. So to get gold 1, I'll probably say it's probably top, I don't know, 5% maybe. So, quite a high level of FIFA. Looking at it from that perspective, I would say, you'd probably be a platinum level player maybe in League of Legends to hit gold 1. And then you've got elite 3, 2, and 1 as well, which are, so to get gold 1, you need 20 wins in weekend league. 20 wins in weekend league.
Is it out of 30? Is that right?
It's out of 30. It used to be out of 40, but they reduced it down to help players out and make it a little bit easier for us.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, 40 matches is a lot for anybody, and it means you have to commit all of your time into that one particular thing, I suppose. Meanwhile, back into the game, Fairfield still dominating possession. Kingsley Coman, who we have seen be such a bright spark in the games tonight. The Rabona! Was that a Rabona? Have we just seen the Eric Lamela moment here on FIFA?
Was that a Rabona?
I thought it was. I could be wrong.
I don't think so. I don't think Ben Yedder can do the Rabona. He's only a 4-star skiller. You have to be a 5-star skiller to do the Rabona.
Someone in Twitch chat, let me know.
I think it was the shot with his right foot, and it looked very awkward. It might have been, but it didn't look like it to me. But either way, talking about the Puskas Goal of the Year award, that was definitely up there. That was some beautiful skill all around teamwork. And here's a chance for Kante, going to cut back inside, but Kante's going to take the ball away and a shout for a penalty maybe. Referee's going to play it on. And
denied.
Denied indeed.
Yeah, maybe it was Rabona, maybe it wasn't. Either way, it was one of the standout goals of the evening. I say evening. It's evening for me and you, George, not for the folks over in the US. But it's certainly one of the goals of the day so far here on this FIFA broadcast. Fairfield dominating things in this first leg, and William and Mary will hope to be restoring a little bit of hope with a goal or two, but they've given away a penalty, and things are going from bad to worse for them.
Poor Seth. I'm sure his teammate is in his ear cheering him on, but when you're 6 goals down, that's a very hard deficit to come back from, even when you do have 90 minutes to play. Honestly, it's been difficult. Fairfield have looked so good, like really, really good. I don't really know if there's too much they could change. Just going to go straight down the middle. Oh, and they've even gone for the cheeky chip. Cheeky Panenka.
Got to pop the Panenka in there every now and then. The story behind the original Panenka is so wonderful, George. I'm sure it's something you would know all about, but it was
feel free.
Well, I think I may get some of the facts slightly wrong, so do feel free to go out there and check out your wikis and your Googles to completely clarify. But I'm pretty sure that Mr. Panenka, when he scored that original one, I think it was in the first ever penalty shootout in a European Cup final, or certainly a first penalty shootout in the Euros. And it was the winning penalty in a penalty shootout that he did it with, which is just pretty damn awesome, to be honest, to have nerves of steel to do that. Speaking of nerves of steel, good defending coming out of William and Mary, but Fairfield regain possession once more. It's going to be Mbappe one more time, turning the defence inside out, trying to find himself another goal. Ball's going to fall to Griezmann, and with a sliding Maurice and an open net to put the ball into, it's chipped over the crossbar.
And I've got to say, fair play to Seth for not quitting the game. I have been in many a tournament where players have quit. Even at tournaments where there's money up for grabs, right at the end. They guaranteed money kind of thing, and they've just quit. And lost it all. So fair play to him. There was actually one tournament, a player that played for, I think it was Borussia Dortmund. He was one of their youth players, and he was basically guaranteed about €200, something like that. But he was losing. I think it was 4-0 in the 90th minute, and he just put in Twitch chat, "Sorry, I can't put up with this anymore. I'm not playing," and left the game. And me and Matt were stunned. We were just stood there going, "What is going on here? Has he actually just left the game?" Full on rage quit. There's another goal for Soccer Scout. That is 7 goals now. Yes, that is right. You are not seeing things like 7 goals.
So what does that mean for the game then?
What does that mean for the game? Sorry?
As in with the Dortmund situation. So did he forfeit any potential winnings, or?
Yeah, so he forfeited all his winnings, and he was never allowed to compete in those tournaments again. So another goal. That's 8 now. And it was all because he was losing the game. So fair play to Seth for not quitting. You know, very resilient. I think there's a point where your pride comes into it, and you're thinking, is it even worth it anymore? Like, this is embarrassing. But you've just got to keep going and improving. It's like obviously in your top game, League of Legends, you're 0-5 down in lane. You know, everything's going absolutely abysmally. Your whole team's losing. Your head's down. You're feeling like a little bit depressed. You're feeling a little bit upset with yourself. You've just got to keep on going. You just got to keep on playing and hope that go next, so to speak.
And I think even more so than in League, I think I can equate it to sort of my many years of experience playing tennis, because obviously that's, generally speaking, unless you're playing doubles, is a solo sport. And in League, your feelings can very much be affected by the other 4 people on your team. Whereas in FIFA, in tennis, you're sort of you're accountable to yourself at that point, and your decision. I mean, admittedly, you might be getting thrashed. You might be 6-love, 5-love down against a player. Accept is better than you, but then you've got to still stick around. You've got to have a decent sportsman-like showing, even though that's not. It's always easier to say than it is to do, isn't it, George?
It would never happen in real life, would it? Say you're in a football match or a rugby match, and you're like 40 points down in rugby. You'd never walk off the pitch. I've been 80 points down playing rugby when I was in college.
Wow.
Against
really bad.
That was against Saracens' youth team. This was against one of the best youth teams in the country. And we were 70, 80 points down. We scored 1 try. That was my try, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out there. That was my try. And, at no point was I thinking, I'm going to walk off this pitch, I'm so annoyed. So, you've just got to have that resilience about you, that determination to keep on going and keep on improving, and just hope that, sure, you're not going to win this game, but, can you potentially learn something from this?
You certainly gain the respect of those around as well. We saw Luca Dean there with a tackle looked like it belonged in a wrestling ring, perhaps more than on the football pitch. But the resulting free kick, the play has been broken up by William Merry. They've managed to stem the bleeding in terms of goals conceded so far. We're 81 minutes into this first leg. They are 8-0 down, but they've locked the door tight since then.
They have indeed, but
fuck.
I was about to say, you were saying.
I thought the caster's curse was coming through, and I was feeling really bad about it. But the shot goes wide. The door is still bolted.
The door is just about bolted. It's got a wonky hinge on, a rusty wonky hinge on it, and potentially looking to snap it off now. But Seth defends well, and he could potentially look to go on an attack of his own. He's got a few players forward, but looks like most of Fairfield's defence is back.
Nice opportunity now to try and work the ball into the box, but that last pass just missing out, and still possession coming in for William and Mary. Like I say, ever since that 8th goal's gone in, they've legitimately been a better force. Perhaps Fairfield have taken their foot off the gas a little bit, but even so, full credit where it is due. William and Mary making a game of this, trying to get themselves a shot on target, trying to find a goal, not quite to be. Counter-attack coming through for Fairfield.
Goal difference is a big thing in this league, I might add. So, I think definitely they should continue to keep trying to score goals. Greater of a chance. Varane comes across, makes the tackle. So, I think that Fairfield should keep going and keep going for more goals, because who knows, maybe it will come to a playoff place where, it's on seeding, and no way, Giroud's not going to score. Oh,
Ooh, I thought Olivier had done it there. It sounded like Fairfield were taking your advice and going for the jugular. Don't quite find the goal off the back of the scorpion kick scoring French forward this time around. Second corner in a row. Once again, swung into the mixer. Opportunity to clear it now for William and Mary as we do hear the final whistle on the first leg. 8-0 to Fairfield.
We do indeed, and Fairfield going to take this home comfortably going into the second leg. And we're going to quickly throw it to a rather quick break. Go grab yourselves a drink before we go into the second leg of the action between Fairfield and William and Mary.
skip to the good bit.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EGFC Season 2, Week 15. We are back with the second leg of William & Mary versus Fairfield. Fairfield are currently winning by a small loan of $1 million. And it's looking quite hard for William & Mary, but there are a switch up of players going into this game. It's going to be, I think it's Garrett going into this game instead of Seth, so we'll see how he gets on. Obviously a switch up of players as well for Fairfield, so we'll see, and that is a very, very early goal for William and Mary.
I was actually just about to ask if they'd change colour of their strips or if we were going the same way around again. So, yeah, William and Mary will be delighted with that start, already reducing that massive goal deficit. Maybe the dream is still alive.
I mean, who knows? It depends. But if there is a goal here, that dream very well could be off. But no, good save chance for Neymar Jr. and he curls it into the back of the net. Beautiful finish. Dream is dead.
Oh, that's a sad one. Such a great start from William Mary straight out of the gate, but immediate equaliser from Fairfield, dashing any hopes as soon as they arrive. But William Mary, they look like they've come to attack in this game. Change of players certainly seems to be working out for them. The shot's not quite taken on just yet. Marshall cutting the ball back inside. He's going to find Mbappe. He's going to find the back of the net. We've got a game on our hands, George.
You know what? I don't want to say Dream's dead because I think that I think
Dream's
Garrett's
alive.
doing pretty well. Dream is alive once again. I think Garrett's he's able to find the back of the net way more than Seth could. I think is the main part. Because in football, if you don't hit the back of the net, you can't win the game.
Well, that's a very, very fair statement right now. It is William Mary who've managed to do it more times in this here second leg. However, they came in with a huge old disadvantage coming into this leg. So they're going to have to pull back not one, not two, but 7 more goals if they even want to think about taking the win here.
Oh, here might be 6. Chance for Mbappe, but goalkeeper does well. He times the run really well, comes out of his box, takes the ball. Well played, Mr. Goalkeeper, Mr. Navas.
It's going to be Kylian Mbappe striding down the other end of the pitch. He's going to be held in possession alongside Julian Draxler. This time around instead of France. Against France, we have France versus PSG, and it's PSG who equalise in this game.
Yeah, it's a really nice finish from Neymar Jr. once again. Just an easy finish into the back of the net. It doesn't even have to put much power on it. Just guides it into the back of the net. The pass has got all the power it needs on it. It just needs to be guided, and he really did finish it well.
It's been a few weeks of me getting used to the sort of the kickoff mode with FIFA 21 that we cover here on EGF. But one thing has become abundantly clear to me, and that is that when it comes to the defensive side of things, I'm not sure there's a better team out there than France, certainly when you combine it with their attacking potential. But from the forward side, when you get Neymar and Mbappe both working in synergy, that PSG team is absolutely electric, and it's that PSG team that'll bring the ball forwards once again, trying to find the lead in this leg. They do it for the first time in this particular leg. They now have an 11-2 aggregate lead.
It wasn't even Neymar or Mbappe. It was actually Julian Draxler who looked absolutely incredible there. Really, really nice stuff from the German man. And this is an interesting game. It really is because, Garrett looked so good in the early knock-ons of this game, but Fairfield's still hitting back. And see, I feel like if this was both of the legs, this game here, I feel like it obviously would have been a lot closer. It would have been a better watch, but Fairfield won't mind. They're here to win, and that's all that matters. But it's been a great
defensive
game.
error starting to come out of William and Mary now, and we're seeing Fairfield threatening the goal more and more. Slightly rushed clearance coming out of Lloris. Ball's going to fall to Mbappe, playing the ball back out to Draxler, straight to Mbappe, striking it goalwards, but not quite finding the back of the net this time.
I think the thing about PSG on kickoff mode that makes them so strong is having Neymar and Mbappe. It's basically like you're playing Ultimate Team. They're 2 of the best players in the game, and they're so strong. They're so meta. They've got lots of pace, lots of dribbling, lots of passing. Lots of shooting. They've both got 5-star skills. There's another goal for Kylian and Mbappe. And Neymar's got 5-star weak foot, 5-star skills. And Mbappe's got 5-star skills for 4-star weak foot. I always forget what Mbappe's is. I need to Google check that. But either way, both insanely good at the game. Insanely good in the game.
I mean, there's no way to refute that one at all, George. But it is William Mary who are able to break up possession using that defensive line from France now. Anthony Martial breaking forward, taking the early cross back of the net, found first time. Mbappe striking at the other end.
There you go, Garrett getting himself a goal back. Very, very well played. And for those of you that, if you haven't been on Ultimate Team today and you are curious to what we got a FIFA Moments card, a player Moments card in the squad building challenges today. Sergio Biscuits is in our grasp, and he is actually very, very good looking. You know, he's a 90 overall. I didn't. No. No.
Oh, that was not the sentence I was expecting to come out with there. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's a very good-looking card, Stan. It's a very good-looking card. Sure is. Not 80 pace, 86 dribbling, 87 defending, 83 physical, 83 passing, 70 shooting. The 80 pace is the main part because his regular card on FIFA only has 42 pace. To be boosted all the way up to 80, ooh, that's special.
It sure is. We almost saw something special out of William and Mary there, coming forward in the attack, trying to find the rainbow flick into a goal. Didn't quite work out for them as they strive to find an equaliser just before half-time. Indeed,
and that's Sergio Biscuits if you are looking to complete him. He's only about 250k. I'm pretty sure he's a 85 rated squad, 70 chemistry, 1 Barcelona player. In my opinion, worth doing. 90 rated card, fairly usable. Whether you want to use him as a super sub, whether you want to use him in your team, I think he's pretty decent. But there's a transfer from Mbappe once again, and looks at the chip, nothing there though, and that will be the halftime whistle being blown.
Speaking of biscuits, as you were, what's your favourite biscuit, George?
Oh Lord! See, this is a conversation I could speak about for hours and hours. As you know, I like my food. I like my food. I'll put it that way. So. It's a toss-up for
Nothing
me.
Wrong with that.
It's a toss-up for me between the classic digestive chocolate biscuit, or this. It's a hard one because there's just so many good ones. It's either a jammy Dodger, a chocolate bourbon, or a custard cream.
Oh, an equaliser as well here, by the way. That's 4 goals apiece in this leg. It's reduced to an 8-goal deficit once more, by the way. So, taking you back there, was it the custard cream, the chocolate digestive, or the bourbon? Was that where we were going?
Yeah, all the jammy Dodger.
I love a good jammy Dodger. Where do we? Let's see if we can have a goal. So many good opportunities for William Mary in this game. Some great goalkeeping. The fact that there's only been 4 is actually somehow a testament to what we've seen Navas be able to do. Where do you stand on a Jaffa cake? I don't mean literally.
Cake.
Really?
It says it in the name.
You see, no, that's just a tax dodge. It's absolutely a biscuit.
Is it?
It's a cake. It's a cake in name. It's a biscuit in nature.
I think it's a biscuit if you leave it out for more than an hour. I think it goes a bit tougher, and then it's more of a biscuit. But no, I feel like it's definitely a cake. Oh, nuts! Absolutely beautiful skill from Coman.
We love it.
That got a pop from both of us. That did.
And just as we look at our game on FIFA, I'm hearing news coming out of the Molyneux that Patricio's been involved in a fairly serious collision. Is in a pretty bad way. So best of luck to the Wolves keeper in a very speedy recovery. Wolves have obviously had some pretty horrendous issues with injuries, especially with Jimenez this year. But we definitely hope that Patricio won't be sidelined for too long this one, and most importantly that he's well, because it looks like. From the sound of things, he's had to be stretched off in quite a bad way there.
Oh, really? Oh, blimey, that is not nice. Never nice to see a player go off injured, whether it's your team, whether it's anybody's team. Yeah, you definitely do not like to see it. You really do hate to see it.
Undeniably. And yeah, so anyway, so if you're not going to let me have a Jaffa cake, because, you know, I'll bow to you on this one. I stand by the fact I think it's a biscuit, but for the merit of this conversation, it's going to be a cake. I would have to go for, do you know, I can't remember what they're called, but just a second, let's see if we get a goal out of Kingsley Coman. He hesitates for a moment, he takes the ball all the way around the keeper, plays the keeper like a fool, but eventually the ball is taken out into a play for a corner. Some lovely skills coming out of William and Mary in this game. Really love to see it.
You really do, but can't quite find the back of the net. Right, your favourite biscuit?
Favourite biscuit, yeah. So, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's basically, it's like a jammy Dodger.
Right.
But it's got like a little bit of cream on top of the jam and then a sugary coating.
A little bit of cream on top of the jam.
A little bit of cream, and like you get them in
and
the
is it
like
a picture of a face?
No, not BNBN. Oh, hold on. We've got another goal. We've got a lead in this leg now over to William and Mary playing as France. 7 goals behind on aggregate. That's a lot to ask in only 25 minutes of play, but let's dream. Let's dream.
He's got it. I believe.
He's going again. He's going again. He's done it. He's gone and done it. It's 6-4 to William and Mary. It is 12-6 on aggregate to Fairfield, but William and Mary attacking again. They've got another chance. It's Mbappe. He tries to take the ball inside. He's got all in the world. He might be able to get a goal from a tight angle. Kingsley Coman not quite able to convert.
I was slowly, as the ball got closer to the net, I was starting to get a little bit more and more hope. No way, he's won the ball back from the free kick. Martial's got the ball. He's tried to be a bit too cheeky. He's gone for the La Croqueta, but it's not paid off for him there. A little bit unlucky. Oh my word, what a game this has been so far.
I have just seen some pictures from the Wolves game. There's been more than 10 minutes of stoppage time. At the minute, Patricio is still on the pitch with the stretchers around him, and things definitely not looking good over there. And again, I reiterate my best wishes over to Patricio and to all involved with him. And also, what a goal for William and Mary! It's 7-4 in this game. He's just gone and scored 2 goals in less than 5 minutes of game time. At that rate, he could still pull this one back.
Yeah, 4 goals to deficit. Only 4 goals to deficit now. I know in any other game would be saying, oh, you're absolutely crazy thinking that it's possible. But I'm a believer. I'm a hashtag believer. I feel like it can happen.
We probably need to see a goal right here if that's to be the case. And you know what? You'd love to see it here on official EGF playing around with the ball. It is going to be Kante finding Varane. It's going to be the centre-back trying to bring the ball forward, trying to find some space. We see William and Mary playing deep and not wanting to let Mbappe in behind them again. But yet again, Pogba able to break into the box, almost drawing a foul, almost finding a penalty, pulling the ball back inside, taking it to the byline. No strike going to come out just yet, but Pogba, he's got players to aim for in the middle. Strike comes in, but it's not going to be the back of the net, rippling just this time as it finally is Fairfield able to clear their lines.
So close to being a goal, but not meant to be. Unfortunately, 81 minutes in, he's still got such a long way to go. Can he do it?
What a game they've provided us with. Regardless, though, this has been top quality entertainment. One of my favourite games of FIFA I've got to cast here on official EGF, and it's not over yet. Free kick for William and Mary.
Yeah, I would pay money to watch this game. I think that's the phrase of when you watch something that's good, you would pay money to see it. But you know, it's been a great game. That is the truth. It's been a fantastic game, and I've got to be honest. If the first game wasn't so one-sided, I would 100% be a hype machine right now. I'd be going crazy because this has been an absolutely insane game. But the underlying factor of that they're 7 goals down. It makes it difficult for me to invest into.
I mean, fair play to them. They're only 5 goals down now, but it's still quite a lot with less minutes than that remaining on the clock. And Mbappe having picked up a light knock as well, making it that little bit harder for the French forward to be able to do anything now. It is going to be Fairfield just holding on to possession, making sure they're not giving away any further goals. That goal difference that you spoke about earlier on during the first leg, maybe that's starting to come to their mind now as they don't want to give up too much to their rivals, the teams around them on sort of 7-8 wins. But here we go again. It's going to be Martial trying to take on Kimpembe. Not able to do over the French left back this time round, though.
Yeah, can't quite do anything, and that should be the full-time whistle being blown. 7-4, the final score for William and Mary in that one.
Terrific.
But overall, it's going to be 7-12 to Fairfield University. Congratulations to Fairfield. Obviously, wasn't the greatest the second legs for them, but that does not matter. They've taken the points, they've taken the win, and that is all that will matter to them.
It is indeed. Cracking game of FIFA being played there. We've still got one more to play tonight. It's going to be Marquette, our current league leaders, going up against Manhattan, a team who are striving to improve their potential playoff position. Excited for that one, George?
I am indeed. I am very excited for that one, and it should be an absolute banger. I'm pretty sure we hyped this one up last week as well. I think we talked about this one last week. I'm pretty sure we was like, this is going to be a really, really good game. We're looking forward to this one, and I'm looking forward to this one as well. I can't wait to see which team comes out on top in I would say, our game of the week.
Well, let's get to it as quickly as possible. And the only way to get to it quickly, George, is for us to take a break. We're back with our third and final matchup of the evening here on official EGF. We have the Battle of the M's. It's Marquette versus Manhattan.
And our overlay is destroyed because I always forget that Marquette's player uses, I'm pretty sure he uses a widescreen, so it's always really awkward to use. So yeah, you're going to have to bear with me while I sort this one out.
We'll forgive you for that one. We are going to see yet again the Battle of Mbappe's, but it's going to be France versus PSG. No mirror matchup this time around. We'll see whether it's that dominant strike force of PSG, Neymar, and Mbappe that comes up trumps, or maybe Varane will be able to do enough to put them out of the picture. Getting the game started up, things are fairly even in the early moments, and to be fair, it's pretty much what we'd expect from these two teams. Marquette, Croatify, we saw them in the chat earlier on saying how they're sort of running about a gold 1 record when it comes to weekend leagues, and they're with the 11-2 Marquette team that have been doing so well and almost find the opening goal off the header.
Very, very close indeed. Gold 1 is a very high standard of FIFA. That has personally been my highest ranking this season. I am still eluded for that Elite 3. I don't really think I'm going to get there anytime soon, but either way, it's a hard thing to achieve, because when you've got such little room for error in Weekend League, it does make it extremely hard. You lose 3 games and you're already, you're going to have to win a lot to get into Elite. You're going to have to win like 20 games in a row to even have a chance. So I definitely feel that the fact of, it's so difficult.
Sure is a big ask. And speaking of big ask, it's going to be a big ask for Marquette, because they go down to the early goal. And it's going to be Manhattan College who are going to be the happier here. Remember, Manhattan College currently running a 7-6 scoreline. Earlier in the night, we saw Niagara pull up to 7-7. So Manhattan need to get the win here to stay above their rivals.
They do indeed, but that is very, very unfortunate for Marquette, going 1-0 down. Kratify, there wasn't too much he could do about that. I'll be honest, there was a deflection, and obviously the goal was going to come out. And I feel like he can bounce back, though. He did look strong coming forward very early on in the game, and 14 minutes in, we'll see what he can do.
Got to have that can-do attitude, but right now, Manhattan College, they're the ones who can go forward, but find any players. Marquinhos clears the lines quite effectively. Di Maria there with a bit of a play. Had a bit of a horrendous circumstance for himself the other day as well. Also wishing him all the best. Seems like too much bad stuff going on in the world at the minute, George.
There is. But there's also a lot of nice things going on in the world somewhere, I'm sure, but yeah, I don't know where. I don't know where at this moment. Liverpool win the game. Liverpool win the game finally in the Premier League. That's nice. Winning an away game.
Yeah, but Mo Salah didn't get any points, so my fantasy football's still screwed. So it's ups and downs. I'm seeing in the chat, King Kratify is having a bit of a chat, saying he's playing the next game. Let's go Dwizzer 1. So it's going to be a different player for Marquette, even though we do see Kratify, the name on the screen, and obviously sharing that account, which is completely fine.
Yeah, I do see Dwizzer. Oh yeah, that's always a scary one. I do see Dwizzer in the Discord for EGFC. I'm not sure if anybody can join the EGFC Discord, but if there is an exclamation mark Discord, feel free to try it, and feel free to try and join the Discord. Come and chat about FIFA and stuff like that. Who knows? But either way, Dwizzer, don't really know too much about him. Maybe Kratify can help us out and let us know if he gets a decent Weekend League result, or whether he plays Weekend League. But either way, Gold 1, it's a hard thing to get, and fair play to him, because I play the game pretty much all day, every day, most days when I'm in the FIFA grind. So, and if I can only ever peak Gold 1, cool. Imagine what somebody that's good at the game could do.
I'll tell you what, I certainly would hate to play against you. I'm a guy who doesn't really like to play against the computer, and will just set the AI to the highest level I think that I can have a close game against. I want to be drawing regularly and hopefully winning more than I lose, but I certainly don't like going up against people are just going to beat me all the time on Ultimate Team. That's the competitive part of me coming through. If I can't do something well, I don't like to do it at all, which means there's a lot of things I don't do.
Yeah, I hate playing squad battles on FIFA. It's against the AI, and honestly, this year's AI is impossible to play against at high difficulty. There's a chance coming through. It's a good save in the end, though, from the goalkeeper. Yeah, it's absolutely horrible. I hate it. Because this year they've got... I'm not too sure what's going on here. This year there is a chance for Mbappe, though. I'm going to have to stop talking about that. Kimpembe will clear it away. Yeah, so basically they've brought something in this year. It's basically they've taken pro players and they've kind of like shadowed what they do, and they've implemented it to the AI. So the AI now plays like a really, really sweaty professional FIFA player, passing it around the back, doing ball roll, step overs, the lot, and it is absolutely terrible to play against.
What's that? Is that sort of round about world class, or
no? That's legendary and ultimate. That's the levels that most people play. Squad battles on. World class is fine. I will happily play at world class and win.
World class is where I used to be somewhere between world class and professional back when I was playing it a lot more. So Yeah, something I'm looking forward to getting into a bit more sometime soon, I think.
Legendary is where I start. I think Legendary is the point where if I'm using my main team, I can win on Legendary fairly comfortably. But if I'm doing a challenge team on Legendary, I am not gonna win. Like it's so difficult. But World Class is fairly comfortable with most teams usually. Chance coming through, Fangirl, Di Maria. Can he get the shot off? He can't, but it will roll out to Julian Draxler. Kante will take it away this time. 43 minutes into the game, coming just up towards the halftime whistle. Still 1-0 to Manhattan.
George, the first half seems like it's been a story of two deflections. One deflection for Manhattan College that led to the goal, one for Marquette there, which was narrowly palmed away from their own oncoming player. And as a result, it is going to be just that 1-0 lead to Manhattan coming into halftime. A truly close game. And you're chatting there about the about various FIFA things, especially in terms of your level for weekend league. My two all-time sort of favorite FIFA highlights for my own personal small FIFA career that I've had, going back a number of years. I once managed to get my FIFA Ultimate Team up to an overall ranking, when you include team chemistry as well, of 193. Cool. And the kids who are coached at tennis were massively envious, and it's possible I spent a little bit too much on FIFA points. Honestly, I can't quite remember. I know for a fact it had Team of the Year Neuer, Team of the Year Thiago Silva, Team of the Year another Philip Lahm, I believe, as well. So
Philip Lahm, it was Thiago Silva, probably like FIFA 15 or 16.
I could easily believe that. Sounds about right. But yeah, that was one of the last years I really took my FIFA quite seriously, and I was all right back then. That was back when I still would happily play against human rather than AI. But my all-time favourite, I'll tell you in just a moment, because we've got an attack on our hands. It's going to be Pogba trying to chest the ball down, but denied by Marquinhos. Di Maria now with the opportunity to bring it down the right wing for Marquette. Plays the ball back inside, looks for the 1-2. Cut out beautifully by Hernandez.
Do you want to tell us the moment?
I absolutely want to tell you the moment. Yeah, so and I will break off again should we get another attacking moment, such as this one. Anthony Martial finding his way into the opposition penalty area. Is he brought down? Does he get the shot away? No to both of those questions.
There you have it. I want to hear the moment.
All right, uninterrupted moment, unless there's a goal, because we got to give you that if it happens. So I try and remember exactly which FIFA it was, but it was round about 2003, maybe a little later. They had this fantastic option where you could do a lounge mode. We see the ball yet again not quite breaking for Manhattan. There was this lounge mode where basically in person you'd have between 2 and I think 8 players, and you'd play in like a round robin series of matches, but you'd get handicaps and advantages depending on how well you did. So for instance, you could play things like the opponent starts with 50% stamina on all their players, or the opponent gets 2 of their men, like 2 random players sent off at the beginning of the match. And I was doing so well, crushing it against my 3 friends, that they were all playing their handicaps against me, and I went unbeaten despite having one game where someone played the 3 red cards chip against me. So I had 3 random players sent off at the beginning, including my goalkeeper.
Wait, that's crazy. That's actually crazy.
All-time highlight of my FIFA career.
I would say that I would have definitely done that when I was younger, but FIFA 2003, you said?
I think it was 2003. I remember keeping a copy of it because it was my favourite one, and I still have the PS2 to play it on should that moment ever come. But unfortunately, friends in houses is something we can't do in the UK at the moment.
Yeah, well, I was 5 years old, by the way.
Don't do me like this. We know I'm a boomer, all right.
Zoomer, Giga Zoomer, but obviously, permitting one day, hopefully we can do a round robin once again in real life and play FIFA and all those good things and go out and have a beer with friends and stuff like that at some point. The time is coming close in the UK. I'm pretty sure it's about a month now. Stuff gets opened up in mid-April.
So 2 weeks today we'll be allowed to have like another family or another friend in our gardens with each other. So that's something, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then mid-April we get to go back to gyms and hairdressers and stuff will open up again, which I'm looking forward to.
Nice.
Yes, that would be nice. I would like to treat myself to a haircut and a beard trim. That would be very nice.
Oh, beautiful.
And I can have a manicure, and oh wait, I shouldn't be saying that.
Well, you're allowed a manicure. There's nothing wrong with a manicure. I mean,
I'm
it's
just...
not something I go in for myself, but you know, if that's what floats your boat, you do you.
Exactly. There could be a chance. Ball played into the middle by Pogba, gets the ball to Mbappe. Can't quite find the shot. It seems like we're dealing with a little bit of lag for both of the players here. So that could have been one of the scenarios why we didn't see a potential shot there. But either way, very, very decent chance. And I can't remember what game it was. I did a round robin with my friends, and there was like 10 or 12 of us there. We did like a round robin with UFC. I can't remember what UFC it was. But basically, we just keep going round and round, and whoever won, I think it was after two round robins. Whoever stayed on top for the last match, whoever won the last match, would win. I think it was like we all put in a tenner, so it was like £100 altogether.
Amazing.
And I smashed it out of the park. I sweated UFC for like a month straight as soon as I heard that we were going to be doing that. So I practiced a lot of UFC. I was just abusing the ground and pound, abusing the submissions because nobody had a clue what they were doing. That was great.
Oh, that sounds good. I'll tell you about a similar situation for myself in a moment. But right now, Marquette are on the attack as they look to equalise with 15 minutes left on the clock. Manhattan will certainly be the happier of these two teams.
For sure, they definitely will be. They're looking good so far, solid at the back. They probably could have had another goal, but we'll see how Marquette look in the second game. It's best of two. Here we go, attack coming forward with Martial looking for the attack. Coman on the ball now, gives it back to Martial. Martial looks to the shot, red timed, and they can clear it away. Dwyer does well.
I know how you feel about the timings on the shots with this one. It's a little bit problematic at times as we see the opportunity. Mbappe breaking through. Beautiful save from Keylor Navas will keep the deficit at 1.
Yeah, I don't think it mattered that he red timed it there. I think it was being saved from the goalkeeper, no matter what. But yeah, I feel like it's been a very, very close game indeed. But be interesting to see how we get on in the second game. Obviously, players switching it up. We're going to see some different players come on. So we'll see potentially a bit of a change in the momentum. Chance for Mbappe coming forward. That roulette just takes the ball away from you a little bit when you roll away with the trailing leg. It kind of flicks it forward a bit too much. Shot comes out, good save, but somebody's going to be pulling up injured. I'm not sure who it is. I think it could be Mbappe. I'm not sure.
Definitely not ideal for the last 5 minutes of this game. The first roulette was beautiful, taking it past the player. The second one, however, ran them into trouble. Now it's Manhattan with the opportunity to double their lead, trying to break. Kimpembe yet again breaking things up, as we say so often on these casts. Chance to try and break the offside trap from Waz Keane. He's not the player we normally see on the score sheet, but he might well be now. He drags the ball wide, and it's not to be.
He did everything so well apart from the shot. It was so good. He had the pace, he had the strength to keep the defender off of him, but he did not have the finishing ability, unfortunately. And I still rate him. I still think he's a really good player in real life. I don't think he should have gone to Everton. I still don't think
very strange one, that, yeah.
I thought it was a really weird one. You know, young Italian player coming to the Premier League. And coming to a team like Everton, it just confused me, to be honest. But either way, you know, hopefully he does well in real life, because I think he's one of those players that he will have a really nice card on FIFA one day. It's weird, you know, when I think about young players, and I'm like, oh, I hope he becomes good, because he's going to have a really nice card on FIFA one day.
I feel like it's one of those ones where you certainly hope we're going to be seeing lots of informs for them rather than a what-if card a little way down the line, as we see a second goal scored by Manhattan on the stroke of full time. They double their lead. They put pressures on the top of the table, Marquette.
They do indeed, and that is the second goal. They are doubling up, and they have done well. It is a massive goal coming into the full-time whistle. Not very long to go at all. Marquette, you know, they've played well. I think they've done pretty decently, but not well enough. They have not taken their chances, and with Gratify coming in the second leg, he has got a lot of work to do.
Oh, George, I've had some exciting news come through in the last couple of moments. Not just that goal from Ben Yedder for Manhattan. Early birthday present for myself coming in on the back of this game week. I'm moving up into the top 90,000 in the world for fantasy football. That's what I'd been just outside the top 100,000 for a while, wanting to break into it. I'm delighted. Mbappe being shown in the yellow rather than a red. We've got a free kick on the stroke of full time. Surely this is the last opportunity for Marquette to find anything before we get to the second leg. But the brave header will clear the ball upfield, will end the game, and we'll see Manhattan come into the second leg with a 2-goal lead.
We will indeed. And I got panicked for a second. I thought you was about to say that Liverpool actually conceded a goal in the last minute of the game that we didn't hear of. So I was like, oh, no, please, not like this, please. Imagine. But either way, Manhattan taking the 2-0 lead going into the second leg. And I'm sure they'll be very happy, very comfortable with that. But Marquette need to make a comeback now.
They do. We're going to take ourselves just a short break. It will be a very short one because the second leg of this match will be coming up soon. But please stick around because that last game should be an absolute cracker.
If we can start. Hello guys and welcome back to EGFC Season 2. It's going to be Manhattan versus Marquette and we're going to be going straight into the second leg. And thanks for asking if you could start, guys. We always appreciate that. I was sitting there looking at my Twitter feed going, oh, live for one, that's pretty nice. I was just scrolling through it and then I was like, wait, they've started? Oh no, quick.
Started they have. We are straight into the action. Remember, 2-0 aggregate lead for Manhattan coming into this game. Seeing the early attacks come through. It's Kroatify having subbed in, looking to try and reduce the deficit early on. Finds the break, finds the goal. Marquette straight back in after 6 minutes.
There it is, and he's done exactly what he needed to do. He needed to come out, bursting out the gates, and Kroatify has done just that. King Kroatify is, he's earning his title of king here as he's got a comeback to make, and the question is, can he do it? He's made a good start, but he's still got to get 2 more before he can take the lead.
We saw the France mirror matchup earlier in the evening. It's going to round things out in our stream as well as we see an equaliser. Kroatify takes less than 10 minutes to neutralise the lead Manhattan brought into this game.
Oh my word, what on earth is going on? He's just come straight into the game and he's just dismantling the opponent. Absolutely dismantling him. 2 goals in under 10 minutes. Absolutely incredible stuff. And we shall see if there is an answer down the other end. Mendy on the ball, looking to try and get the ball into the middle, but it will be cleared away and Kroatify can now come straight down the other end once again.
Well, I'll tell you what, someone has lit a fire under this player. Kroatify has come in, has shown they mean business. Not able to find a third successive goal from their attacks, however, and it is going to be Martial bringing the ball forward for Manhattan. Mendy out on the wing. The only player so far for this French team to be able to touch the ball inside the opposition area will do the same again as he brings it inside, looking to find a pass, looking to lay it off to Mbappe, who tries to shoot, but it's into the hands of Hugo Lloris.
It is indeed straight into the hands of Hugo. Into the safe waiting arms. There are no arms I would rather jump into than that man's. The beautiful Frenchman. But 15 minutes in, ball's whipped into the area. No, it's not whipped into the area. It's whipped way far out wide. And it will go out for a throw-in for Kroatify just inside the opponent's third. Looking to try
that was more a Trent Alexander-Arnold cross from this season rather than from last season that came through for Marquette there.
Sad. Big sad. Big sad. We don't like to hear those ones. Liverpool won today, so I'm happy. Beat Wolves 1-0 away from home. We'll take it.
Well, we'll take it indeed. And right now, you'd have to feel like Manhattan would happily take a goal if they could try to restore a lead in this match, where Karatify certainly seems to be the player with all the authority at the moment. They're breaking forward. They've found Ben Yedder in the middle. They've got Mbappe just surging forward, looking for a potential pass, looking to break the offside trap. Holding up the play, however, is it Pogba who brings it forward for Marquette.
Yeah, he'll bring it forward. It's given to Ben Yedder now. Looking for Mbappe. He does manage to find him. It's a good pass. Hernandez. Mbappe looking to make the shot, but Hernandez does block it well. Theo Hernandez, really good left back in the game. Well, he's classed as a left back, but I play him as centre back. Really good pace, really good defending, really good physical stats. Whipped into the area. It's Mendy now. Can he find anybody in the middle? It's a one-on-one between Mendy, and they will somehow get it clear.
Bit of pinball wizard in the box. Griezmann coming down the other end of the pitch, looking to try and attack. Seen a fair few people going with that Hernandez tactic that you're talking about there, George. Certainly seems to work out quite well when you're using the kickoff mode, using this in this French teaming game. Right now, however, Mbappe, he's the one stretching forward for Manhattan, trying to restore their lead. Griezmann will strike it. He'll find the back of the net. Manhattan back in front.
We haven't really seen too much from this Manhattan side in the second leg, but they have found the back of the net here, and that is all that matters, and they will regain their lead. Going back to the Hernandez at centre-back, so you've got the option of Varane and Lenglet, or Varane and Laporte, or you can go for Hernandez and Varane, because Hernandez has really, really good pace. On Ultimate Team, he's a centre-back, but in kick-off, he's classed as a left-back. But because chemistry isn't a thing in offline modes, you've just got no other reason to not use him at centre-back, because he's got the pace, strength, he's tall, he's got everything, really.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the Varandes pairing. Right now, it's Mbappe trying to break forward, forcing the punch out of Hugo Lloris. And again, the ball breaks into the Manhattan box. They are the team in the lead at the minute, but they've been under pressure in this leg.
Yeah, under a lot of pressure indeed. Obviously, the last leg was it was smooth sailing, really, wasn't it, for Manhattan? But in this one, it's been nothing but the opposite. Pogba coming into the area, Varane looking to defend, and Mbappe gets the better of Varane. Varane, though, uses his strength. Griezmann on the ball, looks for the shot, turns. Mendy gets it clear, and now potentially another chance for Marquette to attack again.
I mean, George, as I've told you many times, I absolutely love casting FIFA with you, especially here at EGF. However, one thing that does happen to me every time I'm doing this is my thoughts go to what I'd normally be doing on a Monday evening before lockdown, and that's going out and playing five-a-side football. And I've not been able to do it for so long, and it hurts.
Well, what you could do is you could get some old spare clothes you've got, get some sandbags, and just put your old spare clothes over your sandbags, put them all in your garden or in your front garden or even in the middle of the road, whatever floats your boat. Just put 4 of them around and just kick the ball to them, and it should bounce off because the sand's quite hard.
I'm not going to lie to you, I do occasionally kick a ball around in my back garden and let my dogs have a run after it, but they're not
perfect.
so...
It's even better. You've got 3 dogs now, so...
They don't understand the offside rule, though, George.
You only need 1 more dog, and you've got a full 5-a-side team.
Greyheart and the Greyhounds forever, running riot through the Kenilworth Mini League. Right now, it's going to be Manhattan trying to run a riot over Marquette. They went 2 down in this leg earlier on, but they're trying to bring things back to 2 apiece, trying to restore their 2-goal advantage from the first leg. They've got a corner to try and do it.
Whips into the area, Griezmann with a header, red time finish, and it will go into the hands of Hugo Lloris. Karatify just before half time. He does need to get a goal back to equalise it up. We'll see if he can do it before the half time whistle is blown. Doesn't look very likely at this moment, though.
It's looking like they're certainly on the attack a bit more. I mean, considering that the first 2 attacks led to 2 goals for Marquette, it felt like they completely asserted their dominance, with Karatify playing brilliantly in the second leg. Manhattan have had a fair amount of the ball since, however, and definitely for me, deserve their 1 goal, deserve their aggregate lead coming in to the second half of the second leg, and this is where things get real tight.
I would agree, but talking about 5-a-side teams and sports teams and stuff like that, I've got one for you. So Big Hungry Phil?
Sure do. Yeah.
You could play a doubles game of tennis. You could borrow Phil's dog, Watsky, and you could be known as the duo team of Greyheart and the Greyhound.
I think that'd be fantastic. It's
Genius.
it
Now.
is.
This is just printing money. You could
I do
make
love Watsky
the
doing that.
merch, the shirt sales. I can see it right now.
Watsky is one of the zoomiest dogs I've ever seen. Would love to meet them in person, but they're moving stateside actually.
Mm.
The Big Hungry Phil and Watsky and Big Hungry Phil's wife. So best of luck to them in that move. And obviously they're doing what we almost wish that we could be doing right now and visiting all those folks over in the States.
Very true. I mean, I definitely will miss seeing Phil at events because it's always nice to see him and see him smiling and stuff like that. Even if
One of the loveliest blokes in esports.
100%. So I was having a few troubles a while ago. I won't go into too much detail.
Sure.
I was having a few troubles a few months ago. It was just after lockdown had initially started. And he was straight in my DMs. He was like, "Do you need anything? Literally anything. I will, And he was kind enough. He sent me some money. He helped me out. He did literally. He helped me so much. And he's such a nice guy. I can go to him for like anything if I need advice. He is genuinely one of the nicest person. And I personally think that he should be at the top level. But I think that of everybody, and there is a goal for Croatify, and it is going to be Marquette. And they will be taking the lead now. No, they'll be equalising it up once again.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking at it's now 3 goals apiece across these 2 legs. Yeah, completely with you. Big Hungry Phil, lovely guy, top Overwatch shoutcaster. Absolutely wish him all the best with his move here in the game. These 2 teams are tightly poised at 3 goals apiece on aggregate. We've seen Marquette have the better of this match overall, especially with that fast start from Croatify, as they look to do the same here in the second half. However, it has been a resilient performance from Manhattan, holding on for a long time to the lead they held, now currently lying level.
Indeed, but there
That's
might
a great
be a
pass.
chance straight down the other end. It's Mendy. It's not really the player you want in that scenario. It's Mbappe with the header, and we talk about it all the time. Headers are not that strong, but they have taken the lead. It is Manhattan taking the lead in this game.
What an absolute bullet of a header that was. You saw the spring-like action as Mbappe prepared to strike that one, and it goes flying past Lloris. Yet again, Manhattan have got the advantage in this matchup. 4-3 up on aggregate. Such a tightly fought affair between the 11-2 Marquette and the 7-6 Manhattan. Now it's Marquette's opportunity to break.
No, it is indeed, and this looks like a decent opportunity to break as well as Kingsley Coman coming forward. He's got Mbappe with him. He's got Ben Yedder coming. Kingsley Coman takes it by himself and looks at the shot. Not particularly the situation I would like to see happen. I'd have liked him to see either the near post or potentially even go for the pass across goal to Mbappe, but can't quite make it work. Still got the ball though, Marquette. Still looking for that chance to make it even once again.
Yeah, it's a tightly contested affair, this one. Certainly close to the night. You called it our match of the night. At first, I thought you might be wrong. I thought Xavier Niagara might be the one, but you've been proved 100% correct, George. We are going down to the wire on this one. 25 minutes left and only 1 goal separating the 2 teams. That 1 goal might not be enough as we see Croatify trying to step forward. Mbappe on the edge, plays it inside to Ben Yedder, tries to find space to shot instead, plays it inside. Probably the wrong pass to Mbappe.
It was the right pass, but it just wasn't angled well enough. I think it should have been a through ball. Obviously, if it would have been in between the 2 players, it would have made it through. But either way, a little bit unlucky. Mbappe on the ball, receives the ball from Pogba. Good tackle from Varane once again. Croatify can win the ball back and come back down the other end. 69 minutes into the game, 20 remain. Who is going to be the victor in this one? What do you think, Stan?
You know what? It's hard to bet against Croatify, someone who we've seen playing so well so many times, but I completely and utterly just admire the guts from Manhattan in this game. I kind of want to see them take it all the way. I love to see an underdog story, especially as we come closer and closer towards the playoff season. Strike for Manhattan as they try to restore a 2-goal lead. Not quite going to come off. Will they be made to rue that miss?
I really feel like Marquette can do it. I know he's got it in the tank. That's the thing. He doesn't have much time left, but I really do feel like one decent attack,
undoubtedly,
and we'll be even again. So I really feel like Marquette can do it, but that isn't the one you want to do. In my opinion, I understand that he wants to get the goal back, but you just need to take a breath, play it how you've been playing it. You don't need to rush it too much. He definitely looked at his best when he was playing a little bit calmer. At the start of the game, he was just flowing a bit better. just, not forcing things too much.
Well, here's an opportunity for Marquette to break it again. Kingsley Coman, who we have talked about so much on the stream tonight, starting with our Bayern Munich game, followed on to lots of French matches as well. The ball is ducked out of the way of I believe it was Mbappe. It was the wrong decision. The defender behind him was able to clear it, and now once again, Manhattan on the break.
Yeah, see, I like the crossing that's been going on from Manhattan, where it's been, from a decent area, but there is a chance for Mbappe. He gives the ball to Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder with the shot, great save from the goalkeeper. It was a really difficult situation to shoot from. Ball is whipped in at the near post, so Mbappe will be on it. Is it going to reach the back of the net? No, it's going to go out for another corner.
We don't talk about tiebreakers very often, but we're in a position where we might actually be going to one.
A golden goal. Imagine.
Ooh, here we go. This is potentially the last 10 minutes. We could have more. However, if an equaliser comes out of Marquette, it's Manhattan who are on the break, though. They could secure their victory with a goal in the next couple of moments. Mendy bringing the ball... now it's Mendy bringing the ball forward on the back of the pass from Coman. Straight into the box, looking for another headed goal. Unable to find one, and now it's Marquette countering.
It is indeed. Can they find Mbappe through the middle? They have. Varane is on him, though. Varane is lurking like a vulture, looking to make the tackle. Mbappe, can he get past him? He can't. Ben Yedder slips. Now it's Griezmann on the ball. Griezmann going to take the shot! The save from the goalkeeper, and it will go out for a corner. Whipped in.
Absolute scenes. Oh, the ball was cleared away from the on the corner, but now still being held by Ben Yedder on the edge of the box. Coman with the interception, able to find Mbappe, but he's 4 against 1. That doesn't matter to the big man, however. It matters a little bit. He finds a dispossession. Pogba plays the ball back forward to Mbappe. He is starting to flag a little bit in terms of his energy. Pogba, at the same, can be said for him. Is there more energy in the tank for Marquette? Potentially a last opportunity for them to attack.
Griezmann on the ball, looking to come forward, cuts inside a little bit. Mbappe gives the ball to Ben Yedder, but cleared away. 89th minute here. It is so close indeed. Kante on the ball, gives it to Mbappe once again, who has been under so much pressure in the second leg from the defence. Does manage to find him with a little bit of space, though. Cuts inside. He's got the space, got the shot. The goalkeeper saves it, though. And I definitely wasn't ready for that one to go in, but that should be the full-time whistle. The ball crosses the line, and there it is. It is going to be Manhattan picking up the win with a 4-3 victory over Marquette University.
The end of Week 15's FIFA games brings us our biggest upset of the night. Manhattan dethroning Marquette, who were previously 11-2. They'll slip to 11-3 on the week that their nearest rival, St. John's, have got themselves a bye. What an incredible evening of FIFA we've had here on EGF.
What an incredible evening we have had indeed. GG's to all the teams that have played this evening, and massive congratulations to all the teams that have won: Niagara, Fairfield and Manhattan, all the victors of tonight's game. Commiserations to Xavier, William and Mary and Marquette on the losses. But going into next week, which is our final week, I'm pretty sure.
No, 2 left, I think.
2 left. 2 more weeks. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself.
I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, clearly, but only 2 more weeks of regular season left before we get into the playoffs. And once again, it's been an absolutely fantastic week of EGF action. Thank you very much for coming by. My name has been George CNC Overton, joined as always by the ever handsome looking and ever young, radiant, 32 years old, Stan Great
only for like an hour and a half. So.
Yeah, well, you've got to milk it, sir. 32 years old, by the way. Look at that effect. Only 32 years old. Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say, Stan?
I moisturise,
there you have it. He moisturises.
Best birthday present for me, other than West Brom miraculously surviving relegation, ain't gonna happen, would be a few follows on Twitter. It's always much appreciated. At Greyheart99. Go and show at George Overton _ some love as well. It's been great being on here. I'm looking forward to next week already.
Yep, we are indeed. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you have a lovely rest of your week. Make sure you come back tomorrow for a bit of Super Smash Brothers Brawl action. Super Smash Brothers Brawl Ultimate, I think it's called. I'm not very up to date on it, but make sure you stop by if you do like that kind of stuff. And as always, we'll catch you next Monday for some more EGFC action. Catch you in the next one.